Hey everybody, it's Thursday night. That means it's time for trivia. It's time for geek questions. It's time for totally derailing conversations and going Lord knows where. So if all that sounds fun to you, stick around. Love that intro. Thank you, as always, to Nick Ellis of Two Brothers Comics for making that for us. It's super cool. It makes us look cooler than we are because what you're seeing now is how cool we actually are, which is not very cool at all. Speaking of things that are not cool, I would like to introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Jeremy Bernard. How are you?
I was better before that introduction. The worst introduction I've ever heard.
There have been worse ones.
Okay. I'll accept that in the history of time and space, someone has been introduced worse than that.
How are you doing, man? What's going on?
Oh. Someone's calling for the burn unit for me. Living my best life over here. What about you?
Well, we had this great weather system that decided to run through town last night, and that was great. And we're at that stage of spring where living in Alabama means things are about to all start turning yellow, and you go out and you just dust off your car.
Yeah.
But also it coats your sinuses and makes you feel very bleh. And so I'm starting to get the scratchy throat and the voice stuff that comes every single year since I was, 4? Yeah. At least my eyes don't swell shut anymore like they did when I was a little kid.
I think you're looking at this wrong way. I'm sure that's what gives you that beautiful baritone voice you've got, right?
That's the first time I've ever been accused of being a baritone.
Huh?
So that's the first time I've ever been accused of being a baritone.
What are you? You got that big beautiful voice?
I sing all the high girly notes.
Really?
Oh yeah. It throws everybody off because they're like, okay, skinny dude, short dude, normal sized dude, humongous dude. That guy must be the bass. Nope, that guy sings all the high girly notes.
Crazy. Well, don't take it for granted. That's how you get it, I'm sure.
Super fun. Yeah. Yeah, super fun. We should see who all we got in the chat tonight. What do you say?
I'd love to. Looks like we got a lot going on.
Jay Thornton. Of course, let me get this out of the way. The ubiquitous "Hey you guys" from Tots leading things off. But we got Jay Thornton from CBCP in the house. Guys, he has sent me pictures of the setup that he's going to be setting up at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. And it is very nice. Very nice. It's going to be excellent. We got Jackie Cook in the house. Jackie, good to see you as always. Hope everything is good. We got Alan Breedlove. What's happening, Alan? One Shot Comics. I don't know who that is exactly, but they say we're cool, so they are inherently cool people with excellent taste.
Yeah, even if they're wrong.
Well, they're not wrong about that. At least I don't think so. Jackie says she sees G.I. Joe in the background. Yes, you see two things. One, you see G.I. Joe number 21, which is one of the best comic books in the history of ever. And you also see a G.I. Joe slab stand from our friend Nate Owsley. And that's on every single show because there's always going to be a G.I. Joe book in that slab stand on that shelf. So that's just how things go. The plants get very excited. Yes, that's what's happening. Very excited plants. Christine, how you doing, Christine? Yes, this Saturday, April 2nd, is Haven's 21st birthday. We're so excited. We don't know what to do with ourselves. 21 years. It's a really long time. Do you even remember that far back, Jeremy?
Me? You can drink now. Yeah. I don't have a joke for that, but I'm older than that.
Yeah, Haven can start drinking on Saturday. We're very excited about it. It's really good stuff. Jeffrey Middleton in the house. How you doing, Jeffrey? Good to see you, sir. One Shot Comic says he's a noob. Well,
I think he means he's new to the show.
Well, whatever. Slab Stands sent me over. Awesome. Slab Stands. If you've got graded comics and you want to show them off, there's no better way to do it. These guys are awesome. Let's see here. The One True Zachary says, though, 100 subscribers is something we should talk about unless I missed it. Yeah, we passed 100 a while back. We hovered around 150 for a good long while, and right now I think we're at 173, somewhere in that ballpark. So if you want to increase that number because you think that we're so awesome, please feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube. That would be awesome. Once we hit like the 1,000 subscribers, we can start monetizing this bad boy.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's what people want. Ads.
Yeah. Well, it's not just ads. People can say, hey, that was funny, and they can do what they call a super chat where they just give you money.
Huh.
They're watching the show, and they can just give you money, and it makes their comment pop up over on the side.
That's insane.
It is insane. But just think of it. We could be rolling in filthy lucre.
Pay to talk to us. Hey.
I still want to play for that G.I. Joe comic. Well, you can want all you like. Hey, we got Jared Sapp in the house. Hey, buddy, boy,
Hey,
buddy. How you doing? Good to see you, Jared. Tots says, welcome, One Shot. Absolutely. Glad to have you aboard. Let's see who else. 30 of his stands. That means you've got 30 books that you want to show off, which is awesome, and we should talk about that.
You should be on the show.
True. You should come on as a guest. That would be great. Let's see. Hey, that's not pay to play. It's just pay to try to influence the hosts of the show. Because you think they're awesome, or because you've got more money than you have sense. I don't know. I don't know why people would do it, like throw money. Oh, yeah, do this, but people do it.
We can make literally dozens of dollars.
Dozens of dollars. Dozens, I tell you, dozens of dollars. We'll be so filthy rich. Hey, Norris, how you doing, man? Good to see you. One Shot has an amazing collection, and that's before the stands. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. Nate Saint, how you doing, sir? Looks like you've been throwing axes. I hope you don't have one of those to grind. That would be painful. I do have one bit of old business that I want to bring up from a couple of weeks ago.
Sure.
You think you can handle that?
I can handle old business.
I told you this was available at Publix, and so I went and picked it up. So I can show you. This is Turkish Delight. Now, it's a little bit different here because normally it's covered in powdered sugar, but the stuff you get at Publix is covered in chocolate, which, frankly, I think is better. I cut it in half so you can see what the interior texture of that is.
That just looks like
jelly.
a fig.
It's jelly. It's rose-flavored jelly.
Oh, that sounds so bad.
It's
also,
like
that
a
doesn't
Jell-O
look anything
jiggler.
like what we were looking at before. Do I still have that?
Do what?
That just looks like a fig. Before we were looking at look at this. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Turkish Delight.
That's thicker. That's taller and thicker. I mean, this is obviously just more narrow, but yeah. It's
all right, and that's human food.
They say that it is.
All right, countdown. Let's see how long Josh lives. I'm not opposed to it. I would try it. Rose jelly doesn't, it's jelly, right? Rose jelly doesn't turn me off too bad.
I just find that things that they taste of flowers is kind of an odd idea, but it's been around forever.
I'm a big tea guy, so I don't see why it would bother me. I'd give it a shot.
Well, if you want to, you can get it at Publix.
Save that other half for me.
Yeah, you don't want me to do that.
Oh, man.
That's nasty.
So I got the worst intro of all time earlier. I think you have subtly introduced our guest in a way that is probably pretty good. I don't know. I'm hearing some good things. He does cool things like make slabs. Their slabs worth displaying on Haven Comics Quiz Show every single week. You've got a bunch at the store, I'm pretty sure, right?
We do. We've got about a dozen of them at the store. And they will be out at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo showing off slabs. So, yeah, we should introduce the man behind Slab Stands, the one, the only, Mr. Nate Owsley. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys. Doing well. How are you all?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Good.
Yeah.
Tell us about Slab Stands.
Well,
where'd you get the idea? How did you decide that that was a market that needed to exist?
It was completely an accident. So, I worked.
You just ran into a chunk of wood and then said, "Hey, I think a slab would fit in that."
Yeah, more or less. No, I worked for the federal government, and back in 2019, when we were furloughed for a while, my wife, she's a stay-at-home mom, so we went about a month without a paycheck. And man, I was praying, God, how are we gonna get through this? And because we got 3 boys and they eat a lot, so. But I was just sitting around one day and I was looking at my comic collection. And I was like, I wonder if I can make a display to set some of these slabs in, not thinking anything at all, wanting to sell them. And so I've actually got the first one I ever made right over here. Let me grab it. I don't kill myself in the process. But this was the very first one that I ever made. You can see how basic and rough it is. I mean, I was even sampling with cutting it in half and splicing on the back and all that, but I eventually got around to the final design that we made and showed it to some buddies, and they were like, "Oh, can you make me one for this book and this book?" And
that's cool.
Yeah. So, and I kid you not, selling those the first few months, the way God used it, we almost made as much money as I would have in my normal paycheck just making slab stands until we got to go back to work. So it was
wow,
that's crazy,
honestly. But so, and to this day,
pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it was completely authentic. You made something just because you wanted to make it and you liked it, and then your friends said, "Hey, I want that too." So it wasn't like a forced marketing thing. It was just people saw it and they needed it.
Yeah, and it was all word of mouth, and I mean, we've shipped to at this point we've shipped to over a dozen countries and made over just about 2,500 stands, and ventured out into grading stands and wall mounts and all kinds of stuff.
Awesome.
Now, you did one that was pretty unique for a Hawkeye book that also had the guy had the cowl or something.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
He had the cowl, and he said, "Hey, can you make something that I can display this cowl next to the book?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we made one extra long and painted up a dummy head for him to put the cowl on, and made a fake arrow that goes on the front. And I think my Thor's hammer one, though, is probably the most popular one I've ever done.
Now, Thor's, do you have one handy to show us?
I don't know. I need to, but every time I get one, they sell. So
too bad.
I've got some Thor's hammers at the store that my brother-in-law makes. They're amazing.
Oh, the ones that are actual metal, right?
Well, no, they're not metal. It's just wood, but he's painted it to look like metal.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he's done the leather work on the handle. He's hand stitched all of that, the whole 9 yards. They're awesome. I hadn't thought about that in the context of standing that next to a slab. Like if I were to ever get my hands on a Journey into Mystery 83, for example, that would be perfect.
Yeah. Ryan, you design the stands.
Yes, I do.
So is it just start to finish? You're the only hand on it?
Everything is handmade, yeah, from the raw wood to the finished product. Yeah, we do the sanding, painting, cutting, the label design. Well, I'll say label, but each color you see on the front of our stands, that's one thing that sets us apart. Is there's many people trying to duplicate it now, or at least the idea of a display. But one thing that sets us apart is every color. Let me show you. I've got one over here handy. Like this one right here, for example, for ASM, was it 50? The first
50. Yep.
So each color you see on there is a separate layer of vinyl. So each one is cut and hand laid, and it's we don't print it out on a sticker and just slap it on one time. It's all. I mean, it truly is handmade art. So
that's really cool. Hold that one up and hold up your first one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a world of difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it's we've tried to innovate over the last few years and trying to, there we go. Hopefully we can get the glare off of it right there.
So you've been really, you've been on a journey to perfect that, and that's become something that you've really taken and run with, right?
Yeah, and it's been, I've spent a lot of hours. My boys have helped me, my wife has helped me, and it's kind of become like a little family business, and so we take a lot of pride in it. And well, here's something else. Here's another one that we've done. I got it wrapped up to ship, but well, here, let me just open it. You can see it better.
That's got Venom there, one half, and Spidey on the other.
Yeah.
The ones at the store have got Haven's old logo on them, and then like a 10-cent or a 12-cent, like the old comics. Yeah. They're awesome.
Yeah, and I think
so. He can customize them to whatever you need. Is really what the story there is.
Right, and we've made some that are displays for like Hot Toys figures with slabs and stuff. You can there you go.
Oh, look at the texture on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
what did you use for that?
It's black hot glue, so it really kind of makes it come alive.
Learned something new today. I didn't even know that existed. Black hot glue.
There's all kinds of colors actually, glitter and glow in the dark and everything. So,
Alan, you've got problems. Okay, so good question. How much are those? And how do we get them? How do we talk to you? How do we communicate? Do you have a website? Whole bunch of questions.
We used to have a website, but then we found that about 90 to 95% of our business was coming through Facebook and Instagram. Yep. We cut the website. We kept the domain name, and it just forwards people to our pages. But you can just message me on Facebook and Instagram, and we invoice through PayPal. And so we do most of our regular stands, like this one here. You'll see in the United States. Like this one is $24 or $22 shipped if it's just regular one that'll just hold a slab. And if it's, I don't think I've got another one in here, but there's one that we have that will hold a slab or a top loader book, a raw book bagged and boarded, and that's $24. And then some people, if they want something personalized with the shop name or Instagram handle or anything, those are $27. So.
Are you going to be in Huntsville? Brian has lots of graded books, so
I live in Huntsville.
At the Huntsville Comic Con.
Yes, the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, which is a different animal from Huntsville Comic Con.
You are completely right. Yeah. That was a gross misstep. I'm sorry. I apologize to Huntsville.
As a matter of fact, Slab Stands is one of the sponsors for the expo, right?
Yes, that's correct. And we'll actually, Jeremy will be putting out an advertisement the week before that you can get a discount for that week.
A question for you. I don't know who that is, so I don't know if he looks like him or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an insult or not. So
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna have to look that up.
We are. You're selling your products in the chat here, so
yes, please.
Remind me your Facebook. I'm going to put it in the chat. Anybody that wants to reach out about getting the slab.
It's if you just search Slab Stands on Facebook or Instagram, that's us.
Okay, just search Slab Stands.
The expo is April 22nd through the 24th, so it's coming up here very, very soon.
Yes. Ironside, is that the guy who was in Braveheart, who played the one guy's dad who got stabbed in the chest? And
if it was the dude the dad, he was awesome. I loved that guy.
Yeah.
I just rewatched Braveheart not too long ago, and when he gets shot while he's holding open the gate so they can come in, he's like, and then they're fighting over who's going to hold him down and who's going to pull the arrow out.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you do it. I'll hold him down.
That's a great. I love that.
Oh, it's a great scene. That'll wake you up in the morning, boy.
Do we have any slabs at? Do we have any slabs at the store?
Do we have any slabs at the store?
Are we selling them? I know you've got
Boy,
lots.
do we. We have tons of slabs at the store, and yes, they are for sale.
I'm sorry. Do we have any slab stands at the store for sale?
We do not. We just have the ones that we use for display. I know the guy at Slab Stands. I should probably work out some kind of deal with him to get some wholesale slab stands and sell them. That's probably what I need to do.
He's usually pretty open to that kind of thing. I think it might work out.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be cool. Because we do have that.
I think you, Josh, you would probably like this. I know you're the big G.I. Joe guy, and I made you that one behind you, but here's the newest.
I like this already. Ooh! Oh, it's like the action figure packaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I need that because I've only got the one G.I. Joe one, so I have to switch out my G.I. Joe #1 and my G.I. Joe 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that one.
That's awesome.
It's like just like the action figure packaging. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I could stand, one of my action figures right next to it. That'd be cool.
And we actually, there's a version of the stands we offer that has like an articulating action figure arm built into it. Now, we used to put pegs in the front where you could just put the feet, but now it has an arm where you can like pose them in action poses and stuff like that.
Ow! Yes, that's amazing.
Rasputin is going a whole different direction.
Yep.
Going to prom cosplay. Daniel says that this is going to cost him a fortune.
I will tell you, if you
Alan's
guys
the one-
ever need to buy, if you're ever in the market and you're buying slabs, you want Daniel Major to be the guy who mails it to you. He packages a slab for the mail. Like, it's this pristine, beautiful thing. He uses pool noodles
Oh, yeah.
to make sure that it stays where it's supposed to be and it's protected. You're not going to get a slab in the mail from Daniel Major that's busted. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same book as him then, I guess. Like when at the end of the season, when stores start putting those things on discount, I'll buy a case of them at a time and just have them out in my garage for when I do sell an actual slab. Starship Troopers. Okay.
Total Recall. Who was he in Total Recall?
I wish one of us had the internet to figure this out.
What is this internet you speak of?
So, speaking of the internet, we're on it, and we're playing a game. It is the Haven Comics Quiz Show. Nate, you have said that you have seen it before, correct?
Yes.
All right. Then you understand. Huh?
I can't promise I'll be very good, but
Hey, the worse you are, the more fun the show is. So
I've got
go in with that attitude.
going back to what Josh was saying earlier. I'm with the allergies and stuff. I got Mucinex brain going on. So training.
For anyone that hasn't seen it, especially if you're joining us for the first time in the audience, what we're going to do, we're going to ask Nate a question. It's going to be a nerdy question. He's going to know it or he's not. If he knows it, he gets to walk away with a prize. If he doesn't, then you do. So the first person in the audience to answer the question, get it in there. It's got to be mostly right, typically right. Yeah, we'll judge each one. But
yeah, we do sometimes have to confer with our judges.
You guys have a lot of prizes.
But so if he loses, you win. So
hang on, I'm just seeing that I need to go to the Lexington Comic-Con, apparently. There's a lot of G.I. Joe cosplay at...
yeah, I mean, you throw on army fatigue pants.
No, that's not G.I. Joe. That doesn't qualify you. There are rules. If you're a real schmuck, you dress as Bazooka. Yeah, or one of the original Joes, the first 12. I guess you'd have to keep your elbows from being able to do this if you were one of the original Joes. They just do this.
If someone dressed as an actual G.I. Joe action figure and like drew the lines on their elbows and everything, that would win. That would win. I'd be on.
Yeah, you draw the line here for your swivel arm battle grip. That would be pretty awesome. I would. Yeah, that would work. That would be pretty cool.
Man.
Barbecue would be a cool cosplay.
That'd be hot. Oh
Right.
my gosh, that would be so hot. I mean, he is head to toe in that full fireman gear
Mm-hmm.
with the mask and everything. He would be so hot. You want to dress as gung ho, right? You dress as gung ho. You're walking around with your belly hanging out all day, and you just have the big Marine Corps tattoo right here. I mean, there's something you can say. Chuckles. That makes you a true fan. Oh, just get your Hawaiian shirt, like, because he's supposed to be this undercover dude, so he's just a GI Joe dude with a Hawaiian shirt, and you're like, I always thought he was so lame. I hated Chuckles.
People would be asking you if you're Magnum PI the whole time, though.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to wear some short shorts for that, right? Because that was the early '80s when all those whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
So we talked about how you play the game. Now let's talk about what do you win, right? So we're going to cut to the best part of the show, the prize cam. The prize cam is going to show us all the prizes we have up today. So first, from left to right, we've got our ubiquitous prize sticker pack we do every week. It's got stickers from me and Haven Comics. We've got a lot of comics up there. We've got a comic pack. We've got the Ultimate Thor Reborn trade paperback. I drew our sketch cover of the week is Ash Ketchum on He Who Fights with Monsters. We've got Christine donated to the show something incredibly cool. Something I would have never thought to make with this fabric she uses and makes crazy cool things. It is a cutlery napkin set. When we get there, we'll show you what we're talking about. We also have some Feely balls. And then, prize cam, if you'll zoom in to our last prize of the night. This is insane. This is cool.
Absolutely insane. This is nuts.
I'm going to let Josh take it from here. Josh, if you don't mind telling the story and tell us what this is.
All right, guys. What you are looking at is a comic by Matthew Rosenberg called What's the Furthest Place from Here? We had quite a few of them on the shelf, but this one has the vinyl record with it. The demand for this vinyl record turns out far outstripped supply. And these were originally supposed to go to record stores as part of a cross promotion with comic stores, and all these things were supposed to happen. They just didn't make nearly enough of them. So they ended up deciding the only fair thing to do was one per store. So if you ordered 100 of them, you got one. If you ordered 200 of them, you got one. That did nothing to slow down demand. Everybody wants that first printing that comes with that record. So that we ordered several copies because we had several people who wanted it. The person, because we just gave it to the first person who asked for it, who signed up for it. That person felt bad about it, so he bought it, and then he turned around and donated it for us to give away on the show.
Idiot.
So you guys know that thing is selling for $100 to $200.
Yeah,
online right now.
It's a crazy good
and
prize.
He gave it away as a prize because he felt bad that the other people who wanted it didn't have a crack at it. So this is him giving everybody a crack at it.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Super, super cool.
And
This is a class-act move.
if you guys don't mind, Jeremy, with your sketch cover, I'm going to put this in as well.
You're kidding.
An Ash Ketchum
You did that to me.
trucker hat. So anybody who gets that one, there you go.
That's awesome.
That's oh,
For anybody that doesn't know, am I allowed to say, did he say we couldn't tell who it was?
he didn't, but I figured he probably didn't want it bandied about. I don't know.
It's Tots. It's Tots.
It was Todd's.
It's Tots. This guy comes here every week. He loves the show. We all love him too. Tots, if you're sitting at home, I want you to know that was a super classy move. We really appreciate it. And everyone on the show is going to appreciate watching you win it again. So
Yes, Matthew Rosenberg is the same guy who wrote Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. He also he's written the DC versus Vampire story that's going on now. He wrote a story in Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood, the first issue of that, and it was by far one of the coolest Wolverine stories I've ever read. It was awesome, absolutely ghoulish. He wrote a grifter story in Batman Urban Legends. He's been doing a lot of really cool stuff lately.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Okay.
Steve, I don't know that I recognize you, but glad to have you on watching the show. Thanks for joining us.
That's the Eggman.
Is that the Eggman?
That's Eggman.
He had a hat on before. There he is. Yeah, I see why he draws eggs now. He's very pale.
Steve, I want you to know, I've got your package to mail. I moved. I had to find it again. It's sitting on my desk. I hate myself for not sending it to you, but I'm going to mail it soon. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, Nate, how you feeling about the show?
Hang on real quick. Some folks are on Twitch, which is apparently faster than YouTube or Facebook. So just be aware of that, Comics and Death Metal.
Facebook is the slowest. YouTube is faster than Facebook. Twitch is faster than YouTube. Those are facts. And you're going to get them, Steve. I always
promise delays in mailing.
Okay. Nate, you ready to play?
Ready as I'm going to be, yeah.
All right, let's play. Okay. These stickers, right? You got my little demon dude sticker. You got the Haven Comic stickers. You got the other demon dude. Oh, and a magnet. We threw a magnet in there. Do you want magnets?
Sneaky.
All you got to do is answer this question. Throughout the series, a pup named Scooby-Doo, who is perpetually and wrongfully accused of being the culprit?
First of all, there was a series that was called A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's a new one on me.
It's the one where they were kids.
I'm sure it starts with Mr. something, right?
I'm not allowed to give any hints today because of question 10.
Mr. Culberson. I don't know. I didn't even know that a show existed. Or comic series, whatever it is.
I appreciate that you threw out an answer. If you give a wrong answer, you might be right, but if you don't answer, then it's always going to be wrong. So let's cut to the audience. Let's find the right one because
I would have absolutely agreed and said Scrappy-Doo, except apparently in this version where they were kids, there was no Scrappy-Doo.
Scrappy-Doo would have been a twinkle in his daddy's eye.
We have a correct answer really fast from Twitch, from Alan Breedlove. It was a kid at school, apparently. It was your ubiquitous 1980s kid bully named Red Herring. He was a kid with red hair, which you knew right away meant he was going to be evil. And he also had a tattoo. So that's how you know right there. Kids with tattoos, automatically scary.
I mean, that's a big decision to make as a kid.
Has a heart tattoo right here with an arrow through it. It probably said mom. I don't know. But it's a kid with a tattoo. That's not right.
All right. So
you've got kids. Would you let them get tattoos?
Not while they were still in school. No.
Right? I mean, you got to give it some time.
Yeah.
There's
just some points in life that you need to have some life experience, life tread on the tires before you make.
Fred did have a weird beef with him. That is true.
So this was
Old Man Jenkins was a bad guy in the real one a lot. What'd you say, Nate?
So this was a cartoon?
It was. Yeah. It ran for like 3 or 4 years.
Okay. I don't know how I
from
missed this.
1988 to 1991.
Okay. I was too enthralled in Ninja Turtles at that point, probably.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
You guys remember being a kid watching cartoons, and it's like whatever you wanted to watch was coming on eventually, so you would just sit and watch garbage. It didn't matter what it was. You didn't like it.
There was no garbage when I was a kid. They were all great cartoons.
A pup named Scooby-Doo, maybe it was great. I did not like it, but I would sit and watch it all the time. I watched it.
Oh, see, that was definitely after my time there. But when I was, 6, 7, whatever, on Saturday mornings, it was just pure magic from start to finish. It was all great. You had your Justice League. You had, even Smurfs were great back in the little kid,
that's what
right?
I'm talking about. Nobody liked Smurfs. Nobody sat down and was like, I'm here for Smurfs.
I can't tell you how many hours of Mighty Mouse I watched for that reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Here I am to save the day.
All right. We got the one guy on Earth
the
who likes
Snorks.
Smurfs.
Yep. I remember the Snorks, the Snorkels, or whatever they were called.
So for question 2, we are playing for these Feely balls. Inside the Feely balls, you will find little erasers that are they're fun sometimes. Sometimes they're just dumb to look at. Ghost Rider here, he's a shining example. That's why he's become the mascot of the show.
I like that he's playing in a band now.
Yep. Got a guitar.
I mean, that's just brilliant.
And then we've also got a D&D Beyond lanyard.
Guitar. Gosh, that's great. Yeah, Ghost Rider is rocking out.
I'll never look at Take On Me the same way.
That's what he picked up a new hobby. As Ghost Rider, I mean, it just can't all be pennant stairs and hitting people with chains. You know what I mean? I do have to ask this because I have not yet. Everyone knows my ongoing woes with Disney Plus, so don't even talk. Just tell me 2 things. 1, have you seen Moon Knight? And 2, if you're Jeremy, don't bother answering because if it's good, he'll hate it. Did you love it, hate it, indifferent? What were your thoughts?
I watched it this afternoon. I was, like I said, under the weather today, so I stayed home today and got to watch it. And I'm looking forward to the next episode. So I don't know. I'm a sucker for all those shows that go back to Egyptian history, the Mummy and all that kind of stuff. So this tied some of that in. If you don't know anything about Moon Knight, like my wife, it's going to be a little confusing. But
I would guess, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's so weird seeing Oscar Isaacs with his British accent since you're so used to him being Poe Dameron and stuff. But yeah, it was good.
I gotta say, King Bean, good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you.
Alan says it was awesome. I trust Alan. Alan's he knows what I like. That sounded dirty. I'm sorry. Tots loves the Egyptian stuff. If when you say the deep, I don't know if you've seen The Boys, but Jeremy looks like the Aquaman character, the Deep from The Boys. He refuses to show us his gills, though.
I didn't
Owen
put that
says
together,
it's a
but I
B+.
do.
Well, there's only
B+
6
pretty
episodes, so come on.
I feel like Marvel's rocking a pretty solid B lately. I am waiting for the show to be done, and I'm going to binge it.
Don't tease me with this. Don't tease me with this. Snake Eyes show up in Moon Knight? Is it Flint? Is it Lady J? Who shows up in Moon Knight? You don't tease me with stuff like that. Dang, Beans showed up? Yeah, Beans is on. King Bean himself.
Did we do question 2 already?
We did not. We started talking about Ghost Rider playing guitar, and that made me think that Moon Knight probably was playing drums because you get to hit those.
That makes me think there is I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but the music in the episode kind of annoyed me. It was like,
okay,
to me, it seemed like it was very pushed up front in the middle of the scene. Like it wasn't very subtle at all. It was very grab your attention music, and
interesting.
Nobody else might have thought that, but to me, it was kind of annoying.
Okay. Now I guess I'll ask you: did you actually see it, Jeremy?
No, I'm waiting to binge all.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I watched the ending of Dave. Whole separate thing. I like it.
Okay. Well, question number 2. We're there at last. Cast yourself back to Iron Man. What is Happy Hogan's real first name? His mom did not, in fact, name him Happy. She named him a real name.
Yeah. That's a good one. Is it Harry Harold? Is it Harold? Is that it?
Pulled that one out of nowhere, didn't you?
Well, I was like, I knew it started with an H because I was, yeah. Okay.
You got it.
Awesome.
My favorite wrong answer was this one.
That was pretty good. The picture that Owen used to show him from the comics, he's really sad. So when I saw that, I was like, wait, how do you know?
The forehead of security. Oh, that's great.
Speaking of Happy Hogan, have you guys seen that Chef's show?
Yeah, that's a fun show.
It was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm like, it made me hungry.
Right.
It's like just him cooking with friends and chefs and all kinds of people and making cool food. And you're like, God dang it.
I thought the movie was really good too. And it's been out a few years now.
Yep. I have noticed that if he has a hand in it, things usually turn out pretty good.
Yeah, he's kind of like the golden goose right now.
Yes, he is. They should just let him and David Filoni and Taika Waititi have Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them run with it.
I'd be okay with that.
So, Jeremy, you put yourself on mute.
Yeah, I got a 3-year-old. I'm in the
back there. Is she back there cussing or something? Is she back there cussing or something?
And she cusses like a sailor. It's a bad habit that I've instilled in her. But
you know how those 3-year-olds are.
Well, she's so cute, but also has my sailor's mouth. So it's an interesting thing sometimes. So, I don't think Wyatt's going to make it today. So I'm just going to do question 3 for him. Wyatt, of course, is I
got to show something off because Wyatt sent something to the store in my size. That's wow. So it won't all fit on the camera. But you'll see here the Blurred Syndicate logo. But it is
oh, that's
a
cool.
Darkwing Duck shirt.
I love it.
That is cool.
It is the terror that flaps in the night.
That is a really cool shirt. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
You can get any kind of shirt at the Blurred Syndicate. It's awesome.
He's got a lot. He really does. Since he's not here to talk about it at all, I'm going to go ahead and drop his store URL in the chat so you guys can check it out if you would like. He also has a code to where if you put in the code HAVEN, you get a discount on your shirts. Of course, I don't know exactly what that is. Price point says it's 10%. So
I think he said it's 15.
It might be. TheBlurredSyndicate.com if you would like cool shirts. And check out their cool video because it's rad. All right. So, undo that. You are playing for this wall scroll. It is Dragon Ball Z in the style of Starry Night. So
That's kind of awesome. I don't even like Dragon Ball Z, but I
That
dig
is
that.
cool.
I'm
That's
into
fun.
it. That's one I had to pull out of the prize box because it had been there for months. So come get your stuff, guys. When you win stuff, come get it. We love giving you stuff. All right. So to win that wall scroll, having already starred in low-budget martial arts films like The Octagon and A Force of One, what 1983 film is credited as Chuck Norris's breakout role?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Is that Delta Force? Was that him? Delta
Is that
Force?
your final answer?
He
Sure.
was in Delta Force.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
That is wrong.
That was the year I was born, so I couldn't tell you.
Steven Seagal is not the movie that he was in. That's a whole different kind of movie. All right. Not Delta Force. A lot of people in the same kind of mindset as you. Legend of Drunken Master. Kim, that is a long ways after, isn't it? Hey, that's
Yeah.
Jackie Chan, right? D's Force. I feel like we're going a whole different direction. The first one I see is Jackie.
Me
Do you see
too.
that too?
Yep, Jackie's the first one I see as well.
Jackie got it with Lone Wolf McQuaid. So Jackie, you're the proud owner of that Dragon Ball Z.
That's Chuck Norris with David Carradine, and it's a movie I've never heard of.
I've heard of it, not seen it.
Apparently, it was more like a modern day Western.
Mm.
So it wasn't just like a straight kung fu movie, but it brought his style into genres. And apparently, it was also a critical and box office success. Much like I'm sure Morbius will be. It's got a whopping 16% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
I don't trust any of that stuff.
I don't either, but
as good as Carnage.
It feels right because Carnage was
awful.
hideous. I didn't like Venom at all. So
I'm nodding because I know Morbius is going to suck. That's what I know. That's what I'm nodding about.
I'm guessing you're right on that one.
It reminds me a lot of when I watch the trailer, I can't help but think of that. What was that movie that came out? What was it, 5, 6, 7 years ago? Vlad the Impaler. It was like a historical Dracula movie almost. Dracula Untold. That was it.
I haven't seen that one. I typically like a good.
It's actually pretty good. You should check it out.
I like a good Dracula movie, so that sounds good.
I say historical, but he's flying around like a superhero and everything. So, but it goes back to the period piece, I guess.
Have you guys seen the meme? It shows like two guys, their hands are clasped like they're arm wrestling, and on the one arm it says worst DC movie ever, and on the other arm it says worst Marvel movie ever, and where the hands meet it says Jared Leto.
Poor guy, he's a good actor. They just keep sucking him in like that. I don't know how they convince him, but
it's called money.
But he's got so much money. He could make a decision to make a better movie.
But clearly he doesn't.
I don't hate him for his Joker role. I mean, it wasn't the Joker I prefer, but I thought he did a good job with the type of Joker they were trying to create for that movie.
I think personally that he got robbed on that movie. I think Suicide Squad somewhere sitting in some kind of vault is a good movie, and they just cut it up and did some bad. They wronged us. I think it's like, Justice League, how Zack Snyder took, he took a back seat. He made a personal decision that I respect, and then they chopped up his movie. I think it's the exact same thing.
Except that nobody took anybody out and nobody stepped aside on Suicide Squad. It was just a bad movie. Also, the Zack Snyder cut that we got is not the one that would have been in theaters. He would have had to chop that in half. He would have given a 2-hour movie, not a 4-hour movie. So what his 2-hour version of that would have looked like, we don't know.
True. It probably would have been 3.
No, it wouldn't. They would have never allowed it because you couldn't get enough showings in for that movie. 2 hours and 20 tops.
We can agree to disagree, but I think there's a better Suicide Squad out there somewhere. Just let me have it.
I think there is one too. It's just not any of the films that have been put out yet.
Hey, at least it wasn't the Harley Quinn movie. That one was. I think that one was worse than just Suicide Squad.
The Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Why in the world would you waste somebody like Zaz, one of the scariest Batman villains out there, as like a henchman to the Black Hood? Come on, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zaz deserved his own like Matt Reeves style Batman movie. But who knows? They can come get him again. Do something different. DC has proven that they don't give a crap about continuity, so they can do whatever they want.
That's correct. Also, for whatever reason, their animated films are spectacular.
Yes.
Their live-action films are garbage.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Marvel stake their claim on theaters and DC stake their claim on television.
Yeah, that's about right. Well, what's our prize from CBCP this week?
It is... Wait, hold on. It's this video.
And that's amazing.
He has dropped off the coupons, so if you win this week, I'll get you a physical coupon. If in the past you have won and haven't connected with him and I owe you a physical coupon, or he does, or however that works, then just get with me. I've got them all now, so... Kite Man Needs a Movie is the slogan of somebody that works at DC. So just cut that train of thought out.
So, yeah, guys, here's what you need to do. You need to get assuming that Nate doesn't, but you need to answer this question correctly. Win a certificate to get a book cleaned and pressed by CBCP, Jay Thornton over at CBCP. Submit that book to CGC or CBCS. Get it graded. And then when it comes back, display it in your lovely slab stand that you get from Nate. That's a plan. That's something that's actionable, it's reasonable, and it's going to end up with a great product that you can show off. That's what you need to do.
That kind of makes me want to get this question wrong on purpose.
The chain broke somewhere. Yeah, Ghost Rider goes through a lot of chains. It happens all the time. Don't worry about it. He always finds new ones, though. I respect that. He's resourceful. I have 8 books that need all of that crap, or all of that ASAP. Yeah, talk to Nate. He can hook you up with that. We do not, but you can order them directly from Slab Stands. Just look them up on Facebook.
Send us a
Nate
message.
Owsley and Slab Stands. It's good stuff. There you go. Yeah, that would be a partnership made in heaven. Clean press, submit.
Sounds good.
Slab. Yeah, it's a good plan. All right, so for your certificate to get your comic book cleaned and pressed, what 1985 animated Disney film did not get a home video release until 1998? It was also Disney's first animated release to receive a PG rating.
1985 is what you said?
Yes, sir.
I'm not big on my Disney animated films, so let's go Iron Giant. just because that's one I don't see on VHS very often.
Iron Giant was not Disney, and it came out much after,
Right.
after 1985.
There you go. I got it wrong on purpose, I guess.
That was one of Brad Bird's early pet projects. The guy who did The Incredibles.
All right, so whoever got it right, and I did you a favor.
Let's see who was the first one in the chat here. That appears to be
I think it's
Christine. Black Cauldron.
Christine, you won that CBCP comics voucher to get a book cleaned and pressed. So
I have never seen that movie.
that looks like something that I might actually enjoy.
It's one of those weird things where they got the rights to the books, and they intended to make a series of movies based on the books, The Chronicles of Prydain. But they hodgepodged the story together for the movie, just pulling bits from this book and that book and that book, and they did a poor job. All those they made some really interesting strides from a technology perspective using CGI and that kind of thing, but it turns out it's a very weird hodgepodge of a story, and it did not connect with audiences at all. So it was a bit of a flop for Disney. It was really unfortunate. That said, it's on Disney Plus, so you can watch it right now. If, unlike me, you can access Disney Plus.
So if you have seen the show before, you know that question 5 is only for the audience. So Nate, are you the kind of person who can know something and not blurt it out wildly?
Yeah, I'll just be quiet and watch the magic happen.
Or just shout out wrong answers, because they do that all the time when you're trying to answer.
Josh said that, but one day somebody's going to shout out the wrong answer, but it's going to be right. So,
Them's the breaks.
all right. So we're playing for our
Night, Brian.
It's our Canadian question to celebrate our brothers and sisters in the North. And what do we win on our Canadian question? It is a $25 coupon to Haven Comics, courtesy of Jeremy Bernard Realty. That's me. I am a realtor, but also a human person that's a nerd. So talk to me about realty or anything else. $25. That's going to buy you a lot of comic books at Haven Comics, or maybe a Slab Stand if we ever sell them, like everybody wants.
That could, if you hit the dollar boxes, that could buy you 25 comic books.
Yeah. Or if you wait for a discount, 50.
Wow, yeah, I guess you might be waiting a while, but yeah.
I have found some hidden treasures in those dollar boxes before.
Those are great, yeah.
We do try to seed some of those in there every now and again. Sometimes we put ones in that are more treasures than we wish we'd put in there. It happens occasionally, and I'm like, you know what? Good for you. Congratulations. Somebody will bring it up to the register, and I'm like, well done.
Yeah. It's hard to track with all the speculation about stuff that goes on all the time.
Boy, this was a tough week for that. Oh, my goodness.
What happened?
Amazing Spider-Man number 93 features Ben Reilly as yet another character, so everybody lost their minds, especially for the Gleason cover, which did not have any art. When we had to order it, there was no art. We couldn't see what we were ordering.
But you knew it was Ben Gleason.
Right, but nobody has cared about the past 7-8 covers that he's done.
Okay.
But suddenly this one was a cool one, but we had no way of knowing that. So that one went through the roof. Sensational Wonder Woman has oddly been very popular. Immortal X-Men #1 wraparound cover, suddenly very popular. Nobody wanted this 3 weeks ago at FOC. I mean, 0 people. But now everybody's clamoring for it, so the prices are shooting through the roof, and it's like,
I'm hearing a trend there. If nobody wants it, that's what you should buy the most.
no, because nobody wants a lot of books. Like literally hundreds of books. We couldn't afford that. We would go broke so fast.
Oh, man. All right. So, question 5. To win this gift card, what does Marvel Canon consider to be Wolverine's home province, even though it didn't officially exist until years after his character had left it? And I tell you what, if you can tell me when it became a province, I will give you a sticker pack.
Kansas, 1943.
That's very wrong. You did a great job.
Kansas, a part of Canada until 1943, and we never remembered. Kansas is actually the 47th state.
I mean, of course, Tots. Tots is a secret Canadian, I think. He knew it. He knew it right away. Alberta became... Did anybody answer? Nobody even tried. Yeah.
I wouldn't have tried either.
Alberta became a province in 1905, but Wolverine was born sometime between 1882 and 1885 and fled as a young teen. So.
I would like to ask the prize camp, is Wolverine actually considered Canadian by Canadians as a Canadian hero? Do Canadians accept Wolverine?
She claims Wolverine.
Good to know. I wondered.
Has anybody ever written like a Wolverine story when, like, you know, early 1900s? That would be a cool story to write.
I don't think that they have. That would be a good one. Wolverine.
Before they even knew what mutants were, before it was a big thing, he's just
learning his powers.
Wilderness.
He's just that weird kid that gets beat up a lot and then gets angry and like shards of bone stick out from his hands that he kills people with.
Yeah.
And then he heals up the next day and he's like, "Yep, let's go. I want to go do it again."
Yep, right. That weird kid.
He would have been in a freak show. I bet he would have joined the circus.
I mean, he just went on and was a big old hunk of man, though. So,
hey, Wyatt, we missed you, Big Wool.
Wyatt, nice to see you.
Have you guys seen the people asking for the Harry Potter kid to be the next Wolverine?
Oh, yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, there's been some discussion because he's the right height.
I gotta be honest, I think it's an awful idea.
Yeah, he doesn't have the presence for it. I mean, he's not a bad actor. He just Wolverine's got a particular presence. Who's the guy?
He would have to show me more range than I have seen from him thus far.
Right.
Aaron Egerton is my pick. I think he's got it.
I want to see Zac Efron do it.
I'll give it to him. I'll watch Zac Efron do anything. As
that dude is ripped, and if you've ever seen any of the movies where he gets angry, I think he could pull it off.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
I just think they need to find a legit actor who's like 5'4", and I mean, they keep casting all these tall people as Wolverine. Just cast a short dude as Wolverine and let him run with it.
Yeah.
Some stocky dude who is like, "Oh, I will kill you."
What do you mean keep casting? There's been like one. Has there been another one?
Yeah, they just cast the same one over and over and over.
I guess you're right. They've cast him like 12 times. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like either of those dudes could do it, Taron or Zac Efron. Zac Efron does have that kind of anger that's like, I don't want to be around this guy right now. So
no, not Tom Cruise. I know he's closer to the right height, but not Tom Cruise. Not Danny DeVito.
Price Cam says Sebastian Stan. Just make him do both. And then they need a team-up movie where he's both roles.
Isn't he just supposed to play Luke Skywalker?
I just want to watch him.
Supposedly, that's the rumor.
I mean, if you've seen the pictures, I mean, it's uncanny.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
It's Blue Hill, all the way out in Nebraska.
Question 6. We are playing for this comic pack. These are all variant comics. Some of them are cool. You decide which ones. I think that Miles Morales cover is cool. I don't know who Amulet is. Maybe he's rad. You
That's
tell
not
me.
amulet. That's a mullet.
Is Black Widow fighting an alien on the cover of that one?
That is
Yes.
correct. Yes.
That is Carol Danvers just hanging out, and then that is Black Widow fighting a xenomorph alien. So
Carol
that is a
Danvers, who
fair
has
fight.
never in her life had hair that long.
Who?
She has never in her life had hair that long.
Which one?
Carol Danvers.
Oh. Eh.
That's
I've
just a
known her
drawing
all.
somebody did of Tomb Raider and decided, oh, wait, I guess let's make that Carol Danvers. That's what that is.
That alien looks scared in that cover. Yep.
Well, you would be scared if Black Widow was hovering over you like that.
Hey, maybe it is Mockingbird. I got to be honest. I don't know.
That would make more sense as Bobby Morse. I'm with you there. We have her first appearance at the store, by the way. Marvel Team Up 95.
No, it's Carol
There's
Danvers.
Danvers. Look at that. We have the technology.
Cammy
Well
from
done,
Street
Prize
Fighter.
Cam.
There goes that theory.
All right, so
Maybe
question 6, Josh, take it away.
Danvers loaned her jumpsuit to Bobby Morse. That's what happened.
Spy move.
That makes sense. They're the same. They wear the same size. It's all good.
Enhance.
Enhance. All right. So for that awesome pack of comic variant covers, again, throwback. Wow, we've really got the 80s stuff going on here. Who was the main antagonist to the Silverhawks? You remember the Silverhawks?
Oh, I do. It was the he was red. I just made a slab stand design for this earlier today. No kidding. For Silverhawks #1.
Wow.
Oh, but I couldn't tell you the villain's name if it.
Can I give you a hint? Just one hint. The name is super dumb. It's just straight stupid.
Well, there's a lot of those in those 80s cartoons. Actually, there's some awesome ones too, though. Skeletor's pretty awesome. Mumra was pretty awesome. I don't know.
Those are dumb, and then they just owned it.
Yeah.
So they became cool.
Like
Mumra. I don't know. I don't know that I'd name a kid Mumra.
Yeah, but it brought home the whole mummy thing, right?
Right. Yeah. Speaking of that, there's a.
Uh-oh.
There's an original Mumra right there.
There you go.
So.
See?
Oh, cool.
He doesn't look
Show us
scary
that
at
again.
all because he just looks like an old man who stole the robe from the emperor.
Yeah. Show that again. Show it again. Yep. Josh is right.
But yeah, I don't know the answer to that one. We'll say.
Think of one word. It's a one-word name.
Okay.
That's a common everyday word you associate with bad things. And then change it just ever so slightly and give it a space name.
Then make it feel like 2 words, even though it's not.
Rascally Danger Man.
That's pretty good. Rascally
If you
Danger
were
Man.
you could drink it if you wanted to.
Do we have one in the audience?
I don't know.
We do.
We do immediately. Jason, right?
Let me hang on a minute. Jake Snellgrove, all the way from Japan. Dude, we've gone international.
Nice.
Good to see you, Jake.
I like the Red Voles. That's a good name for. Do they say
That's
Rocky
not far
Top?
off.
I mean, how does that work?
That's not far off.
Red Pigeon, Red Hawk, Red Bird, the Purple Doves. Oh, it keeps going.
man.
There's so many.
The Red
Let's
Rooster.
see. The first one I see with correct answer is Jason Edmonds.
That's what I saw too.
Monstar.
Yeah.
Jason, you won that comic pack. Congratulations.
It's a Monstar. Drink you a can of Monstar.
He used light from a limbo moon to transform from a hairy guy into an armored guy.
Like you do.
Hang on. I'm going to show you. See? I wasn't lying. I was making one today.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's pretty classy.
As an
That's
artist
a good way to
myself,
class up your books.
I will admit, sometimes somebody asks me to draw something or do something, and it's cool, and I'll do it or whatever. But like, I don't know anything about that property.
I have seen so many comic books that I've never seen in my life
Yeah.
before by doing this stuff that it's unbelievable. I love it though because it's always a new challenge.
Speaking
I
of,
suspect when Brian Petty gets a hold of you, he may have a comic book you've never heard of that he wants you to design a slab stand for. Would be
Sounds
my
good.
guess.
I still have a vision in my head of a bat cave one that is like big and elaborate and
It has a giant penny.
yes,
it would be really cool, and then you could have multiple slabs coming down.
Yeah,
the
you could do connecting slabs. You could have the penny, and then you could have the giant T-Rex.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
I'm digging this idea.
That would be a big display piece.
It would. It would, and I would want to show off books like this one in something like that.
That's gorgeous. Wow.
That would look awfully good in something like that.
Yeah.
All right, for question 7, I have to stop and thank one of the sponsors for the show. It's me. I am a realtor. I help people buy and sell homes, and talk to me about it if you want.
Speaking of which,
oh man. All right. So for question 7, we have to thank Christine for this addition to our prizes. This is something I would have never dreamed of, and
how
I'm really
cool is
excited
that?
to see it exist. It is a dinnerware set.
Forks and knives not included.
Forks and knives not included. Yep, that
But
actually.
the spoon comes with it. That's
So there are 4 of those, and then they have their own little basket. It's a cool thing.
That is cool.
well, it's got the turtles, so it's inherently cool.
I mean, it's like a picnic set. I mean, there's lots of uses for it. I see so many really talented, amazing people at Haven, and that's a skill I would have never thought about. And now I see like how skilled she is at those things, and it's just super impressive.
Oh, there you go. When you got to take stuff, some dishes to work, some utensils to work, you might actually remember to bring them back home if you do that. That's
Right.
one thing. God love him, Alex. I would come into the store on Saturdays and I would find forks because he would bring them from home. I would find forks all over the place. And I'm like, what are you doing? So I would stack them all up. And I'm like, Alex, you got to take these forks home. And he's like, oh, that's where they are. My mom is like, hey, where's all the forks? But yeah, that's Alex always used to leave forks laying around the store, and he could never find them. He didn't know what he did with them. That's hilarious. He needed one of those. That's what he needed.
Blurred Syndicate has officially joined Twitch because it is faster. So.
Wow. So this question is a real. It's a place. The answer to this question will be a place.
So do I have
It
to
might
say
be a fictional place. It might be a real place, but it will be a place.
All right.
What?
If Jeremy can think to ask the question.
I'll let you talk. It's a skill that I've learned. This is actually not a place. That's why I was like, what?
Well, that's bass backwards.
The question is about a place. What 1980s action and adventure character called Marshall College in Princeton, New Jersey, home? What 1980s action and adventure character called Marshall College, which is in Princeton, New Jersey, home?
I guarantee you know the answer to this question.
One is right. It is not a place. It is about a place this time.
Marshall College. Is in New Jersey? Was that where Indiana Jones was? Was his dad a professor there, or he was a? I feel like it's Indiana Jones somehow. Is that right?
Are you gonna say the words?
The words?
Just say Indiana Jones. Just say it.
Yes, Indiana Jones. Okay.
Congratulations.
Woo-hoo! It took me a minute, but it came around.
You're really good at putting them together.
Yeah.
Out there reaching for concepts and then boom.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's,
we got
like I
Keith
said,
Bush in the
I'm a little
house.
slow.
How you doing, Keith?
Hey Keith.
Yeah, MacGruber.
I almost said Toxic Avenger. So,
You almost said
But yeah,
Toxic Avenger.
yeah, that was my first. That's what popped in there first. Because of New Jersey, Whoop.
I was trying to figure out a way to write Indiana Jones on my eyelids so I could show you.
Just take your hand and do the whip.
Question 8. We are playing for The World Reborn. It is one of the Ultimates trade paperbacks here. That was a fun run. I really liked that. I think that's what brought me back into comics was the Ultimates, the X-Men Ultimate, Spider-Man Ultimate. I had a good time with that.
I love the take on Ultimate Thor.
Mhm.
I thought Ultimate Thor was really cool. He was just such a hippie, laid-back dude until he got mad, and then he's like, "All right, now there's thunder and lightning, and you are not going to like this."
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they
But
got
then he was back to like, hand
Bro
me another
Thor
beer.
inspired.
I'm going to kick back and make some rain on that field over there to grow wheat to make more beer. All right, question number 8. In the original comic, what movie were Bruce Wayne and his family seeing the night his parents were murdered?
Oh, I can see it in my head. I don't know. We'll call it. I just see the bats, but the people in the bats. But that could be just the movie. I'm thinking of the movie scene.
Think back to in the comics. Think back to what would have been available in the movie theaters when the comic was created in the 30s.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't think of it. Dick Tracy.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
That's a solid guess. It is wrong.
Yeah.
Not today, but we do have an answer in the audience. They're going to come pick up the slack for you. I don't know. Josh, let's ask Nate what he thinks about this. The real answer is the Mark of Zorro. That is the real answer. But we have Zorro, and then Mask of Zorro, and then Space Jam. So do we give it to Zorro? I feel like Zorro is close enough for here, Breed Love Asylum.
I'd say that's closest out of all of them.
Okay. We're going to give it to Alan. Congratulations. You just picked up. What were we giving away? Thor Ultimates.
The
Trade
Ultimates,
paperback.
yeah.
Good job.
Yep. I do have a question. Did you guys enjoy the Zorro movie that came out in the 90s?
No.
I'm not a big Banderas fan, like in anything. So
I say give it to Space Jam.
I saw a meme the other day. I'm going to butcher it. I have not seen the new Batman, and I'm actually really eagerly anticipating it. So nobody spoil it. That looks like my kind of movie. But that movie, it was supposed to take place sometime in like 2022-ish, right? So when he was a kid, time-wise, they could have very likely been leaving Zoolander. Oh, man.
That's wrong.
That explains a lot about the tone of that movie, though, right? You go see Zoolander, and then your parents are killed. Sets the whole pace of your life. So
Could have been worse.
Yeah, that's not right. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Zoolander was an all right movie. Okay, so question 9. I thought this was a little fun, tongue in cheek. He Who Fights with Monsters. I drew Ash Ketchum, and
Also, we have the hat that
Yes.
Nate is donating.
I will get if I get this correct. Whoever guesses right in the chat first will win anyway because I'm giving away something too. So
that's awesome. Congratulations to whoever wins that audience, because that is a cool prize. All right. What are we doing here? Question 9. I think I have a video. Hold on. It's this.
You got this one, Nate. I have confidence in you.
okay.
What movie warned us? Really? In space, no one can hear you scream.
What's the
Zoolander.
I got to think of a funny answer for this since I'm going to give the prize away anyway. In space, no one can hear you scream. Let's go with
Space Jam.
what was that? What was the movie with the comedy western? With who was it? Steve. Steve, what's his face? Banjo player Steve.
Wait, no, that's not right.
Banjo player Steve.
Comedy Western.
Yeah, I don't think it was 80s, but it might have been early 90s. But
Do you
they made
mean like the Dude Ranch one?
yeah, and they made a sequel to it too.
City
yeah,
Slickers.
City Slickers. Yeah, there we go. We'll call it that. That's my final answer.
Rolling,
All right.
rolling.
You know the real answer, though. And so does somebody in the audience here. So, interestingly, Jason, Alien and Aliens, 2 different movies. So, we can't give it to Aliens. We have to give it to Alien.
Yep.
Got to be Alien. So, Josh, check me here. I think that's the first one.
That's the first one I see.
Okay, awesome. Rasputin, congratulations. You won the Ash Ketchum drawing and the Ash Ketchum hat. So you can really.
I have to say, this answer right here, Jared, that's one of the movies I have. That movie freaked me out. When I saw that movie freaked me out. I did not like it at all. And to this day, if I see it, like if I'm scrolling past something and I see that, I'm like, nope, I just skip it.
I have not seen that, and so that makes me feel like I would really like it.
It's terrifying.
Josh, I feel like you just gave me a really good movie recommendation.
No,
Brad Cam does not want to watch it.
no.
Have you seen it, Prize Cam? Do you agree with me?
Horrifying.
Price Cam says it's horrifying. So I'm gonna.
It is horrifying. It freaked me out. I did not care for it at all.
A space movie that freaked me out was when I was a kid was Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one either. How did you feel about Ice Pirates?
Can't say I've seen that one.
That was a space comedy. There's a scene with a conveyor belt and a chomper and a dude going down the conveyor belt. It'll make you laugh. It's funny.
Alan, are you just saying that, or is it actually good?
No, it's not good. It's scary.
Alan likes horror.
It's just
Alan likes horror, so that he may like it. I am not a horror fan. But see, Owen likes Ice Pirates. He says that's a good movie. That's amazing.
I'll have to check that out. I've never even heard of it.
Well, One Shot saw Ice Pirates in the theater. Wow, I didn't see that. Yeah, I saw it on the TV or the VHS or something.
We are at number 10, and you guys know what that means. It means we're coming up on the end of the show. It's my favorite part of the show because of this video. All right, and we are giving away this super sick prize. We might as well be giving away 2 crisp $100 bills. But if you're like me and you won this, you would immediately crack that bad boy open and play it on your record player. So, did you know you were coming in for such a great gift tonight, Nate?
I had no idea. So what's on the vinyl? Is it just telling the story, or is it a soundtrack?
No, it's soundtrack.
Okay, right on.
Matthew Rosenberg, the author, he's big in some indie punk bands, and that's what this is, a soundtrack of, like, post-apocalyptic punk kind of stuff. But it's a soundtrack, and there's one of these vinyls with each issue of the series.
Awesome.
So yeah,
I'm trying to find what's on it. I feel like that would be cool to do. Yeah. Oh.
All night long.
Wait. All night long and souvenir. Is that it?
I don't know. I can't turn it around.
No.
No, I don't believe that's it. No. It's also not that version.
It just comes with "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley.
That might be.
That would be awesome. That would be so great. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. I remember I lived in England when that came out, and that was very popular at the time.
I want everyone to know I'm mad that I don't get to play for that. So, but those are the breaks, and I'm glad that you guys.
Don't you worry, Jeremy. I'll get you one of these.
Please give me one of those. I hope that you really did. I'll eat it on the show next week. All right, Josh, take it away.
All right, question number 10 for that amazing prize donated by one very cool stand-up dude. In the comics, not the movie, in the comics, whose airplane exploded to send Captain America into the northern Atlantic to become trapped in ice?
Oh, let's go with Stark Industries.
It's a villain.
Okay.
I'll give you that much. The story is very similar. It's just not the one from the movies. It's a different character.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell you this.
Who's another Marvel villain
Well,
that has anything to do with Captain America?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who would have been a villain back then.
Old Man Jenkins. It's Red Herring.
Scrappy Doo. Yeah. I don't know. Give it to the crowd. I'll say, just so you get an answer out of me, Submariner. There you go. Even though I know he probably didn't have airplanes. So.
It's a pretty good answer.
That's actually a pretty good answer. Although I think they had established the invaders already at that point.
I see Jason first. Do you see anybody before Jason?
As do I. Yeah.
All right, Jason. You just won this totally sick prize. It was Baron Zemo.
Of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
congratulations, Jason.
Baron Zemo is the guy I think about even more so than Red Skull for Captain America. So, I mean, right on par with Red Skull, but
he has better dance moves than Red Skull.
And that's like a whole legacy. There's like a bunch of Zemos.
Yeah.
That's true. They go way back. That's very true.
All right.
So, yeah, that was cool, guys. That was a lot of fun. I will tell you guys, you're going to need to display all your fine Slab comics. And again, you've got ones that are good for just a comic in a top loader. If you don't want to send something off to get slabbed,
yeah,
you can also just display a comic in a top loader, right?
Yeah, and if you don't have like a lot of shelf space, I actually make one too that you can just change out the front. Like you get a base, and the front is magnetized, so it swaps out.
No way! That's awesome.
Yeah, so you don't have to have 20 of these around. If you got enough room for one or two. You just, when you feel like putting a new book up, you swap the faceplate out and just order new faceplates. So
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's clever.
And I went and found your Facebook. So if you want to talk to Nate, go ahead and go to facebook.com/Slab Stands.
that's it.
Hey,
It
it's
makes-
dangerous. There's other Slab Stand, but it's Slab Stand without
Yeah,
the X.
that's those guys. I think do mostly like graded cards, if I remember right. So
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of Pokemon cards here.
yeah,
But yeah, if you guys want to show your books off, I mean, let's be honest, getting a book graded and all that stuff, it's not cheap. And you're not going to probably do it for a book that you don't care about. So if it's something that you care about and you want to show it off, there's no better way out there to show it off than one of these. Unless you've got the one that looks like the action figure card, in which case that's pretty awesome too. Like that one. Look at that. Wait a minute. Did I see a yellow label on that?
what's that? Oh yeah,
Who's that signed by?
Shooter when he came to the expo
Okay.
a couple years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Because if that was signed by Herb Trimp, I was gonna come over there and fight you.
Oh yeah, that'd been cool. I want one signed by Hama. I still don't have that yet.
Larry Hama is going to be at FarleyCon in August.
Okay.
So that's not far away. That's just a couple hours. And
Yeah,
he
that's
will
not
be
bad.
at FarleyCon in August. I don't care about FarleyCon for the because it's going to another show and doing all this stuff, and I have to drive 2 hours. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's Larry Hama. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm going.
I'm glad you told me because I've been looking for the closest opportunity to go get him to sign something.
And FarleyCon is a really cool comics-focused show.
Mm.
There's not a lot of other stuff. It's comics. And there's guys walking around buying. There's guys walking around selling. Plus the vendors who are set up there. Steve Hinton and the guys from the Spinner Rack always set up out there.
Okay.
And that's one of their favorite shows of the year.
Jason,
Whoa.
are you saying you'll donate that to me or you'll donate that to Jeremy Long at the expo?
Here's speaking of spinner rack and comics, Josh. I've started. I found an original spinner rack not too long ago.
Oh,
And I
I'm so
started-
jealous.
I've started doing I'm collecting the
Wow.
GI Joes on here. So I'm actually going to take that one to the expo and get that
Heck
one.
yes. The same actor did both voices.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but I was the voice of Snake Eyes in the cartoon.
You did a killer job too, man.
Jason, that's
What?
really amazing. I don't know how to take that. I don't know if I should accept that or not. I was exceptionally excited about that because I love vinyl, but I don't know. Josh, what's your opinion on that? I don't know that I'm allowed to take that.
He can give it to whoever he wants. It's his.
Thank you. I appreciate that tremendously. I really, really appreciate that.
Totally cool.
And
Okay.
so I get something of equal value. He's going to let me come and play with all the G.I. Joe toys in his museum for a couple hours.
Oh, he doesn't have a record player. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that you did that. Okay, so on the show today, Alan Breedlove, you won the stickers and Thor Reborn. Nate, you won those balls with feely things inside, and you won the Turtles napkin set. Also,
Is Alan local? Will he be picking those up at the store? Do you know? Or
He will. Yeah.
you will. Yeah.
okay, I've got a Slab Stand sticker. I want to throw in with his sticker pack as well. So I'll drop that off. So
Very
If
cool.
you've got some Slab Stand stickers you want us to give away
Yeah, we'd love to throw
on
those
the
on
regular, just hook us
Okay.
up with them, and we'll throw them in every week.
sounds good.
Jackie Cook, you won that blurred poster. Christine, you got the CBCP voucher. Tots, you got the Canadian prize, the $25 to Haven. Jason, you got the comic pack, and then obviously the record and the comic, which you gave to me, which is amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then Rasputin South got the Ash plus Pikachu plus Hash. So, Nate, you're just going to drop those extra things off at the store?
I'll be doing that. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. I, for one, am really glad that I had the opportunity to meet you and talk more about the Slab Stands and what you're doing. I think everybody in the audience is excited about it now that they know what it is.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys reaching out to me. I know Josh has asked me several times, and schedule stuff has always been an issue. So, yeah, I'm glad tonight worked out.
Me too. Me too. I know what you make is a product that a lot of people see it and go, "Wow, I could use those. That's awesome."
Mm-hmm.
And he's got, when I tell you, he's got all kind of varieties. That one that he did for Hawkeye was just incredible because you've got a life-size, I think it was life-size Hawkeye cowl on display right next to his first appearance in the comic.
That's pretty
on a
cool.
slab stand. It was amazing. It was super cool.
Yeah. And Jeremy, you'll like this if you're into vinyl. I've actually made some that people display vinyl records. Like they'll put a now playing on the front of it or their favorite band or something like that. And it holds up the vinyl record case while the record's spinning. So.
Let me see it.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
I don't have
Oh,
one.
you don't have it?
But yeah, it's on my page.
Right on. I'll go check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for coming on, man. Is there anything you want to tell folks about Slab Stands? Any cool new things you're working on?
No, just check us out at the expo if you're coming by. I'll be walking around with my Slab Stand shirt and hat. And if you need a slab stand or any kind of display made for collectibles, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And I'll tell you what, if you message us and you mention this show, we'll give you 10% off your first order. How about that?
Awesome.
Wow.
Cool.
That is awesome.
There you go.
Very cool. Thank you. Everybody, we said it earlier, but this Saturday, April 2nd, is Haven Comics' 21st birthday. So come out and buy stuff because nothing says happy birthday like the cash register singing that beautiful song. Actually, if you use a MasterCard, our credit card machine sings a little song, which is a new thing it started doing about a year ago.
What?
It only does it for MasterCard, but if you use a MasterCard, it goes do after you take your card out. Yeah, do. It's pretty cool. What I don't know won't hurt you, so yeah, it's all good. But yeah, come out, enjoy the store. It's 21 years. That's pretty awesome. We're really happy to have been there. We have the coolest community of people in the world, and I would put that up against anybody. So really appreciate all you guys being part of that. If you feel so moved and you want to leave us a review on Google or Yelp, even or Facebook, we appreciate those too. Those do help. We have people who call the store and want to sell us their collections because they saw that we had good reviews. So that does help. Anyway, really appreciate it. Always good to see you guys. If you're watching this after the fact, while you should be working, something like that, congratulations for having a job where you can do that. I'm jealous. But you guys have fun. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you guys all next time. We have a cool little outro video to play if I can find it.